Everyone who has taken history class knows all about the Revolutionary War. However, what they usually don't talk about in the history books is the Navy battles that happened. What they don't usually talk about is how the privateers helped Americans win the war. You see, Christopher Kling, a journalist for History.com, wrote an article called How a Rogue Navy of Pirate Ships Helped Win the American War. It talks about how Congress in March of 1776 permitted private citizens to own fully weaponized ships and to use it on the British. But they had to pay £500 in order to ensure that they will not do any harm to the captured people. It also goes on to say that privateers had many names. They were known as U.S. Merchant Marines, they were known as buccaneers, privateers, and as pirates. But of course, there's a difference between privateers and pirates. For privateers had authorization by the letter of marque and reprisal, and pirates did not. However, the difference to the people who met privateers out on sea meant nothing. There's another article owned by the organization called U.S. Merchant Marines that tells the history of the U.S. Merchant Marines, also known as the privateers. The article is called Privateers and Mariners in the Revolutionary War. It talks about that if it wasn't for the privateers, the Continental Navy would have had a much more difficult time fighting against the British Navy. For the Continental Army only had 64 ships, 1,242 guns, 196 enemy ships, and the captured ships were unknown. But the Continental Army had 2,200. The Continental Army had 1,697 ships, 14,872 guns, 2,283 enemy ships captured, but had 1,323 ships captured by the enemy. However, despite that many captured ships, they made a huge impact on the British Navy. See, there's this article titled Privateers in American Revolution, written by John Frailer, a journalist for the website called Legends of America, that talks about the history and legends of America. Privateers had two techniques they used. One is to bluff, so that the British Navy would think twice before messing with them, and if that didn't work, then they went on to fighting, which would often lead to sunken ships and being captured by the British. But if the odds were against them. But despite all that, by the end of the Revolutionary War, they cost the British Navy $18 million, but in today's dollars, that would be $302 million. The U.S. Merchant Marines also talks about how there were a lot of heroic privateers that helped win the American Revolution. Like Joshua Barney, he gained fame by tricking a British Navy ship to collide with them. Or like John Manley, who captured a lot of ammo for the American Army. Or even Captain Jonathan Harden, who was known as the best fighter out on the open seas since he took on 3 British Navy ships at the same time and won. And a lot more heroic privateers who helped further the progress of the American Revolution. In conclusion, privateers helped a lot with the American Revolution in the Navy front. Without them, the Americans would have had a much more difficult time winning or even losing it altogether. More help the merrier since they're going against the most powerful country at the time.